What is up, wholesale community family? Today, man, I'm bringing you guys something special, something different, something that I have never done on the channel before. And I say it all the time. You got to stay ahead of the curve. You want to be ahead of everyone? Dude, you got to know what's going on in the future. So I'm bringing on Hudson and his partner Zen today to talk about NFT. And dude, this project is probably one of the biggest coming project ever. You want to learn how to make money? Listen up. They are the founder of Steady Stack, Investor Illuminati. All right, SaaS, right? Trading algo, access to millionaires. They have built such an amazing community. But I'm gonna bring them on so you can know more about what they are about, what the project is about, and how you can have a piece of the pie and be part of this amazing community. So you guys, put your hand together, smash that thumbs up, and help me welcome the superstar of all superstar. What is up, you guys?
Khang, thank you so much, man.
Dude, thank you so much, man. So let's jump right into it. I know you guys' time is valuable. So I don't know who want to start, Hudson or Zan. You guys want to tell a little bit about yourself, kind of like how did you arrive at this whole thing, man?
Yeah, absolutely. And first of all, thank you so much for having us on here. Your energy is always amazing. Love to jam it up with you. And Zan, I'd love for you to be able to give a little bit about our business background and how we ended up here, because it's a unique, story.
Yeah, for sure. So I guess I'll go through the beginning, and then once we approach the NFT side, I'll let you take it away. So Hudson and I have been building businesses for the last 10 years. Really been inspired by our father, a very, very smart, talented, business-minded individual who taught us a lot about just execution, life, and really just how to be a high-value individual. And so growing up, I remember he always had such an emphasis on us becoming our own businessmen and just learning how to build businesses and be our own boss at the end of the day, because that gives you and affords you the freedoms. And obviously it's not easy, but once you do it, it's definitely worthwhile. So went off on that journey. I remember many times, even my own dad was even though he put the seed in my mind to do it, there was a lot of friction, and nobody really supports you when you're one of the first people to go out and build a business in your community, family, etc. So we were doing that. First got started in the e-commerce space, started building companies in the e-commerce space, building and selling brands, brought Hudson along. We started building companies together. Over the last 2 years, we've been able to take our company to an 8-figure run rate, which is really awesome. We're about to hit $1 million in a month in gross revenue this month, which is really, really exciting. And then obviously so on and so forth. We'll keep taking that. During that time, got very interested in trading. We had a lot of friends that were investors, traders, love to trade options and things like that. And so dove in to try and really master and learn that stuff. In the meantime, learning from Becker, we went to Becker's SaaS mastermind. And through that, I ended up working, and Hudson and I developed a trading algorithm where we have a really high hit rate. It's a discretionary algorithm that gives you buy and sell signals. For example, caught the Tesla drop today, the Shopify drop today, the SPY drop today, etc. So it's a really powerful tool that we've already been approached by hedge funds to license, which we don't plan on doing. So that being said, built all this technology, and then after going to the Hyros mastermind, we ended up getting involved in Neo Tokyo and things like that. And then Hudson, you can kind of take it away from there.
Damn,
yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a stars aligning moment for us, honestly, because what NFTs are at the end of the day is really just a digital receipt. It's digital proof of ownership, right? And so NFTs will come to the point where one day they're able to replace things like land deeds and car titles and all these middlemen that are involved in these different businesses. But at the end of the day, it was a stars aligning moment, and we were blessed because, like Zan mentioned, for the past 2 years, a very big and core focus of ours has been scaling SaaS businesses. And so since we've been working on developing this trading algorithm for our SaaS business for the past 2 years, it's already completed beta. We already have paying users. It's already an operating business with employees and, structure, courses, information, trainings.
Like a lot of people don't know this already, but like Steady Stack was a brand before we even launched it into the NFT space, which is really cool.
And that was the blessing for us, is that we were already doing this before we actually learned about NFTs. And so when we learned about NFTs and how they're going to revolutionize digital ownership, it one day clicked to me. And again, it's all thanks to investing in masterminds and networks like Neo Tokyo, where God bless, we were able to meet people like yourself. But you know, we had that light bulb go off in our head. We were like, wow, you know, if this is NFTs are going to revolutionize digital ownership and how digital products are, you know, facilitated. And we have a software technology, which is a digital product, and nobody's really brought the two together and highlighted how powerful this technology can be, then that's our opportunity. And again, it's the universe, it's God bringing all those things together, because, you know, if we started building this tech 6 months ago, we would be nowhere, but we already had the product. And we'll definitely get into how we've been able to expand it and bring it into NFTs and add upon it. But yeah, we've just had a business background, and, you know, God bless, we've been able to take that experience and add it into, you know, the NFT space, which is an emerging space. It's a new space. And one thing that you'll see about new spaces is typically they're very amateur and they lack business experience. They lack value. There's so much liquidity moving to that area that, you know, people are investing into anything. And so the market needs to sophisticate, and that's what we're here to do, is raise that bar.
Gosh, man, dude, Hassan, I can sit here and I can hear you guys talk about this all day long, because with me getting exposed to like NFT and all that, and I probably don't have as much knowledge in NFT as you guys are, but man, I can hear you guys talk about it all the time. But so let me ask you, obviously, you mentioned it's the new space and all of that, and obviously people being scammed and all that, dude. I've been hearing about it. People comment every single time when you mention the word NFT, people are like, "Oh, it's a scam."
For sure.
So now
like the internet 90s bubble, right? It's like, what you got to realize that when it comes to innovation and when it comes to getting to the fringe of what's happening in technology and what's happening in the human race, is that in the very beginning, you have the reason why there's so much liquidity is that there's an X percentage of people that are known as early adopters, right? They're the people that are willing to go out and take a risk on things in the very beginning. They're the people that went out and they stood in line for Steve Jobs when he first released the iPhone, right? It's those new money, right? That money that's willing to go into the space and really willing to take that risk. They have a very high risk tolerance. And so what happens is when you're on the very fringe, a lot of projects have no utility or little utility, or they have promises but no real product. And this happens across any fringe or any very, very early emerging technology, right? Whether it's with the internet, whether it's with blockchain, whether it's with NFTs, right? We've had that basically every decade. A new piece of technology comes out into the space. And what you'll notice is that because so much money that's willing to be lost is going into this space, people will start to take advantage. They'll come up with a roadmap or a white paper or some sort of plan that, you know, they haven't really done anything, but they're just raising money so they can potentially execute upon it. And
exactly.
That discrepancy, it doesn't.
And it's almost nobody's fault, because like Dan said, it's just how markets evolve and how they start. I mean, it's such an emerging tech. Early adopters recognize how revolutionary it's going to be. And so they toss tons of liquidity in. And so you get a good project like Bored Ape. But then what happens is, since Bored Ape did 100x return, now everybody's trying to copy Bored Ape and make an animal collection, and everybody on the buyer side is trying to get 100x. So it's like madness, and it's nobody's fault. But it's a massive opportunity for entrepreneurs and people who are based in value like yourself and us, you know, to really come in and take that next step for the technology and for the space.
Man, I love it. Okay, so let's break this down here. Now, what are you guys' opinion on, for those that are like obviously trying to get in? How do you spot out a good project and a scam project?
Absolutely. You know, the biggest thing is going to be the community, right? And I think this is something that's so apparent, is that, you know, one thing that's really, really special about Web3 is the communities. I mean, you just have no community like it on earth. And the reason why is because people actually have vested interest in these products. Okay. Let's say I have $5,000. I go invest in Tesla. I can sit on Robinhood and listen to the shareholders meeting, and I can do the voting, but my say means zero, means nothing. Right? If I take $5,000, I invest into NFTs, right? Or even $1,000, I invest into NFTs. I have a direct say. I have a direct ability to come in and impact that network, impact that ecosystem, and actually raise the value that's offered in that ecosystem. And it's probably going to end up increasing the value of the product, which you own anyway, right? And so the first thing is the community. Because if you go into any community, and usually these communities are on Twitter, on Discord, you can see the types of conversation, the level of conversation. And if it's an environment, an ecosystem that you would want to hang around, then you know that, they're probably doing something right. And then, beyond that, really what I think is going to be the future. And this is why Zan and I are so motivated. We have people ask us, what made you so angry to go at the space so hard? And it's like, truth be told, we've invested hundreds, like yourself, you're no stranger to this. We've invested hundreds of thousands into projects. And I honestly feel like I'm out of good projects to invest in. And the reason why is because all the projects, they're treating NFTs like Kickstarters. They're treating them like VC rounds of funding, where they're like, oh, hey, I'm going to do XYZ. Give me all this money now, and then I'm going to do it. Well, that's why so many people are being left with this bad taste in their mouth of scam, because there's not enough value and utility up front. And as business owners, we know you will not last in business without value and utility.
And beyond that, right? You got to take a look at the fact that it's also like, it's pretty easy, at least for me at this point, to look at a project and see if it's going to be successful or not by just looking at the founders, their track record. Who are they? What kind of people are they? Right? Like, there's like celebrities, and there's, like adult entertainment stars that are launching NFTs. And like, you look at that, and the second I saw that, I'm like, that's going to get rugged.
You gotta cut that stuff out.
That project's not going to make it, right? That project's not going to make it. And the reason why is like, you got to look at truly what people don't realize, that NFTs are a business. They're not just some piece of technology. They are a part of a business operation. And if you don't understand how businesses work, you're not going to be a successful founder, because you're not able to go out and make sure that there's cash flow. You're not going to be able to make sure that there's
value
a
creation
community.
So true.
Exactly. Like all the things that, I've been learning and teaching for so many years, those fundamentals don't exist in the NFT space, because people are just putting together a cool piece of art. And obviously it's applicable, because look, if I go steal the Mona Lisa tomorrow and I go, con somebody with that, right? Well, guess what? How would they ever know that that's the real Mona Lisa or not? Obviously, with NFTs, it's very clear to say, hey, that Bored Ape is your Bored Ape, right? Because it's on the blockchain. But it really has to do with the founders, because if the founders are not talented individuals who have launched and run successful businesses, it's not going to work. And then also, you really have to realize that at the end of the day, you also have to look at what's the raw value, right? For Bored Ape, it's because it was a one of a kind where they brought the community to the forefront, right? Then there's NFT projects like the ones that Beeple puts out. Why is Beeple the one having successful NFT project? Well, he has notoriety in the space as an NFT artist. So you have to think, what is the actual bare bones value of what's happening? If there isn't any, well, eventually what I like to say is that high tide, everybody is covered by the water in high tide. You don't know who's naked. But the second low tide comes in, you're going to see who has their pants down and who doesn't, right? So those are some of the things to keep in mind.
Man, dude, you definitely don't want to see me naked, bro. So, okay, so now
under that camera.
Yeah. Okay, dude, man. Okay, so let's get straight into what, because when I hear you guys, investor Illuminati, man. Okay, so I want to know what are the utilities, what are the perks, and what are the roadmap that you guys have planned for Steady Stack, man.
Absolutely. And one thing you guys are going to see about us is that we're going to be less about all the future roadmap and speculation, and we're going to be more about the now, here and now. And the reason why, and I think for most projects, this would kill them because they have no day one utility. And the reason why is expensive. Like Zan and I have invested, like I know Zan especially, he spent like countless tireless nights behind the screen developing that algorithm, right? It took years of time. It took months of beta testing. It took months of bringing on users, right? It takes hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? And so it's not cheap. And so I think that's the first thing where it's like most people, they can't lead with value and utility because
they're literally, just as a point, Hassan, they're literally, everybody in the space except for a select few are literally raising money to go and create the value so that they have something that is of value. So it's all just a big promise. Whereas with this, there is value from day one. Hassan, keep going.
And that's just how it is in business. Like in business, Khang, when you do a business deal, right, you have to bring the value first. You don't get the money first. You bring the value first, right? That's why they give you the money. And so it's like, that's what we're used to. We're used to, creating value and giving it. And so, essentially what Steady Stack is, and number one, one thing that is unparalleled. And again, you know, in Web3 cannot be compared to anything else in the world as a community. It just doesn't exist. And so that's why the staple, the true, you know, core is the fact that this is an investor Illuminati. We've handpicked a majority of our whitelist. You know, Zan and I have countless mentors. We've invested over $1 million in our education over the past year or last few years. We've met people like yourself.
It would make our dads sick.
Yeah, amazing entrepreneurs, amazing mentors, network, and we've brought them all into this ecosystem so that we can grow upon that foundation. And so essentially what we've done is we've taken tons of value, literally all the value that we can put together, and use that as the backbone for our community, because anybody can put together art and say that they're building an investor Illuminati, but what makes yours different? What did you do? What did the founders do to set yourself apart? And Zan, one sec, right just before you go is, you know, what we've done is we have a software algorithm that we charge $2,500 a year for. For our Titans, which is just our Genesis, and they will be the only ones to get this, they are going to get lifetime access to our algorithm. What other things have we done? We've added NFT analysts, which are 7-figure NFT traders who are providing alpha and callouts. Same thing with stocks and swings. Same things with crypto analysts. So we've added analysts to be able to provide high quality information to the community. On top of that, we're giving exclusive investment opportunities to our holders. Things like IPO access, things like potentially IDO allocation, which is initial direct offering, same thing as initial public offering, but for coins. And then one last piece is we're bringing AMAs and virtual masterminds, potentially even IRL, with heavy hitting 7, 8, and 9-figure investors, traders, entrepreneurs, real estate individuals, e-commerce individuals. So because at the end of the day, the more network and awareness you have, the more you can do. It's not about you doing all these things and mastering these things. It's about you having the network and the access to be able to do all those things, because that's the value of a mastermind.
And frankly, what I was going to say is I think you probably misspoke, Hassan. This isn't even all of the value that we have. Like,
no, this is just day one.
Frankly, yeah, this is like 10%. And the reason why is just because we're just the real deal. You know, like I literally remember the days where like making 10 grand in a month for me was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And now being able to scale that up to $1 million in a month, it's like we know how to build businesses. We know how to deliver value. We know how to structure not only people, lead people, develop the way to properly allocate capital, resources. It's like all this stuff that is required to become an ultra successful business individual. Not only that, but an ultra successful executioner, somebody who can go out and execute and really impose their will upon reality, right? Be able to go out and will the vision that they have for the world and actually be able to put it in place. That's in real time what everybody's seeing happening. That's why the level of growth that we're having is this fast, is because all of the wisdom and the pieces of gems of knowledge that we've picked up on our journey to actually build businesses, that's being applied in real time. And so people are seeing these results happen very quickly, and they're like, oh my God, how's it happening? Well, it's no secret, right? It's just taking the pieces of wisdom that we've picked up on our journey and applying it to this space. And obviously when you have the available liquidity pools and you have the available people and the capital and the community and all that stuff in place, it's pretty easy to come in and sweep house, especially when the competition are people that have never run businesses.
Yeah,
They've never had to worry about payroll. They've never sat down and stressed out about, oh my God, are we going to make it to next month?
And
right?
hiring people, building SOPs, leading groups of people, hiring project managers, building out systems, you know, things that you're, you know, obviously very familiar with as well. You have a very well-oiled machine. You know, everybody answers very quickly. So that's amazing. But, you know, as founders, we're very hands-on. We lead our community. We lead our people, because as we said, the community is so powerful. Most projects, they waste the potential that's inside their group. And so we've come out and we've already, before we even minted, we've started to put together teams like AMA outreach teams so that we can line up speakers, collaboration teams so that we can line up whitelist and exclusive events and exclusive accesses for our holders, right? These are things that we've already started to develop before we even mint, because most projects, they mint, then they start to do some of this. They just toss everybody in a ring. It takes 3-6 months to even do it. You know what I mean? And so Zan and I were rewriting that model, a lot of unique things with how we're actually going to be generating cash flow with these NFTs as well. It's not just going to be secondary trading volume, which is very exciting. But I hope that that answers the initial question of what is Steady Stack.
Yeah, man, dude, bro. So powerful.
Mind blown emoji. We gotta edit this
bro,
video.
I know. Something like this, dude. But that's definitely jam-packed with stuff. Now, my question to you guys is, with NFT and things like that, just because it's so new in the space, and beside community and all of that, how can someone like how can someone start an NFT project and have it successful? Because I heard a lot of people talk about marketing and all that, but who do you target? Like who do you who do you
The
collaborate
number
with?
one thing, the
Go ahead.
number one thing, Kong, this is another piece of applied wisdom. And honestly, at this point in my journey as an entrepreneur, and at this
Yep.
point, the way that I look at the game, it's
Yep.
literally all applied wisdom. That is it. If you want like instant results in life, in any area of your life, it's applied wisdom. So the piece of applied wisdom for anybody launching an NFT project or wants to launch anything that has to do with value is product market fit. That is the only thing that matters when it comes to anything that you launch is product market fit. If you look at the success of Steady Stack right now and the success that it will have, it's very simply put, it's the product was phenomenal, the market was ready for it, it fit like a glove, and it took off. Anything in life that does incredibly well, it just has to do with product market fit. So make sure you have that.
Yep. And then what I will add real quick is, and this is from Alex Becker. I won't take credit. He's great artist steal, right? This is literally off of his Twitter. He says, if you want to get rich in crypto, find a business model where excessive time or money is being wasted, fix it with crypto, sell it. I did this to build Hyros. Lack of ad tracking causes big ad loss. Basically, you sell a $100 bill for $20. You want to have fun, build games and NFTs. I don't really agree with the last part as much, but I do agree with the first part, which is essentially find a Web2 business model that has inefficiency and can be improved with Web3, and you have infinite upside, especially with how early we're on. I'll give you an example. Are you familiar with Monday.com or Trello.com?
Nope. I'm not.
Okay, what project management software do you use?
I think I'll have to ask AIM about that. My NFT project manager.
You're good, man. You're good.
No, because I am more of I'm more like the front end, just like driving the community, let them know about our project, and AIM kind of does the whole entire rest of putting all the piece in the back end.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah, but go ahead.
This is the example I was going to give. Okay, imagine you have any software that you paid for a 1-year subscription. Okay, and I know that this applies to myself because I just did my taxes, and oh my god, I have so many subscriptions that I need to cancel, right? And it's like with any subscription, let's say it's a project management tool, right? And what is a project management tool? You have a team, you need to organize them, you need to tell them what to do, so you give them this tool. An example is Monday.com. Okay. Let's say I buy Monday.com on a year-long subscription. Okay. And I start a business. 6 months into my business breaks. All my employees are no longer there and I no longer need the software. Well, I paid for a year. I lost 6 months of value. There's no way I'm getting that money back. Same thing if you buy a Whoop band, you pay for, a monthly subscription. If you stop using it early in the month because you don't like it, you don't like how it feels, too late. You already paid for it. You're not getting the money back. NFTs change this. And this is just one application. I'm surprised that nobody's done it. But that's why Zan and I, we are truly leading the future of software and subscription ownerships and transactions. And the reason is because if you had a year-long subscription, Khang, okay, and let's say 6 months in, you no longer use the product, but it's an NFT, you can sell it on the secondary market, and somebody, rather than paying that full year, they can buy 6 months. So it benefits the original seller because they have insurance on their product, and it benefits the buyer because they're able to get a cheaper version of that product, instead of buying the year-long pass.
And the incentive, obviously, for the creator is those creator fees, right? So obviously, there's a shift in the business model, which might create fear for the creators. But the thing is that the creator is not being incentivized for allowing that added functionality, right? So it's reducing the risk. Like, I don't know about you, Khang, but in business, we're always talking about risk reversal. You want to reverse the risk of your clientele. Even on the phone today, we were closing a $70,000 deal. Again, client was like, hey, what can I do to reverse my risk here, right? Because every person who ever buys anything, they want to psychologically mitigate their risk so that they can get the highest output on the cash that they're spending. Well, when you do this with NFTs, right, you shift this business model, it adds that risk reversal.
And it adds value and liquidity to the markets. It's insane.
Yeah, man, I love it. So, dude, Hassan, just like what you mentioned about the whole NFT thing where the subscriptions and you can sell it. And that's why when I tell people, I was like, dude, this is NFT makes it where the creator, the influencer, or whoever it is that you follow, you can actually make money alongside with them. So just the same thing. And I tell people too, dude, you guys have built, and that's why I asked the question is how can you make it to know that your to have a successful NFT project? And the reason I asked you guys that question, man, I seen your Discord, I seen your Twitter, your guys' community is freaking insane. People that have,
army.
dude, people that have, 30,000, 40,000 in it, but the amount of people that's in the chat, bro, it's nothing compared to your guys' community, and it's been amazing, bro. And that's why I asked that. And when I tell people about NFT, even your hater, they might not buy your products or service or my coaching, but dude, even your hater will buy your NFT project if they can make a profit. And that's how they can make a profit. Your hater buys your products, even if they're not going to use your product, but because they know that you got such a big, strong community, they know that they can sell that thing to your follower for a profit.
Bro, we literally have somebody, man, I'm not gonna drop his name.
Yeah.
I forget his name. And he was literally like, he was fudding our project. And then 2 weeks later, I see a tweet from him, and he says, I am now bullish on Steady Stack. And the reason why is just, how could you not be bullish on Facebook? How could you not be bullish on Apple? How could you not be bullish on Tesla? How could you not be bullish by any of these companies that have secured something, which I just mentioned, which is product market fit? You can't not be bullish.
And value first.
Exactly. Once you secure product market fit, it's over. All you need to do is not ruin that product market fit, and it will take a life of its own and just go and proliferate, just like a snowball, right? It'll just keep snowballing and snowballing, because once you have that, it's over.
Yeah,
dude, I love it, man. So
and that's why I would urge. That's why I would urge. I mean, honestly, anybody who's trying to start a project, just lead with value. Just literally just give so much value so that they can judge you on the value and the type of value you provide, rather than your roadmap, which is literally just like a
it's a piece of toilet paper. That's all it is.
It's a sexy pitch deck, and it's like, what does it mean if nobody acts on it, right? And I mean, NFTs are going to change the game. Like you said, you have insurance on your product now. It's game changer.
Yeah. And dude, talking about value, like Hudson and Zen, like they are active on Twitter. You guys do this whole AMA or things like that every Tuesday on your Twitter, just spending hours on it, man. I mean, I don't see a whole lot of people do that. And that's why you guys build such a strong community, because you come in there, you tell people about everything, and you bring other guests on, and bro, it's just amazing seeing what you guys have done. And so, man, I mean, to wrap this up, all right, for those of you who already listen in, all right, on everything already, how can we get a hold of you, man? And how can we get a piece of that pie?
I appreciate you, Khang. And honestly, like those spaces, the reason why they're so great is because people like you are so generous to, bring your time and give your wisdom to, all the people who just want to learn and grow. And so in terms of being able to get involved, Khang, I'll send you over the Discord link. And, I got to get you some whitelist spots as well. If you're not in TMC, you're going to miss out, because we're going to give TMC, which is Khang's project, some whitelist spots to give away to their community. Absolutely have to do that. That's a must. But we'll send you our Discord link. And then on Twitter, it's Steady Stack NFT. My Twitter is @ReadyPlayerH. Zan's is @ZanShake, ZANSHAKE. And yeah, just go on our Twitters, find our Discord in the link in our bio, get involved, read through the Discord, take advantage of the value while it's free, because it won't always be like that. And let's just build, man. I appreciate everything you do, Khang, and all your energy, man. You got me pumped. I'm fasting right now, but you gave me a second wind of air.
No, bro, dude, I love this, and Hassan, this is what you said. And once again, and I'm not gonna take credit for this, but this is something I learned today when you guys are talking about, hey, this is our 10-year game plan. And someone said it on TikTok today, man. They said thousandaires, people that make thousands of dollars, thinks in terms of months. Millionaires thinks in terms of years. Billionaires thinks in terms of decade. So you already know where Steady Stack is going, baby, to the B.
Absolutely, Khang.
So yeah, man, you guys, once again, thank you so much for jumping on to do this. I'll leave all of their tag and and linked right below in the description. These guys are the real deal. I have an honor because of Pineda. I got exposed to Neo Tokyo to be able, man, to reach out. These guys were like, hey, Khang, they welcomed me with open arms. Got me into
the family, brother. You're a part of the family.
Bro, got me into that Twitter space where I will only have a few thousand followers. Dude, you guys bring it on and you guys jam-pack with value. So I want to say thank you so much for being on here. For those, everyone that's watching this, take advantage of it. Go follow them. Go into their Discord channel and you will see exactly what I mean and what they have built. Crazy community. I want to do the exact same thing with our TMC project. I'm just going to copy and duplicate this puppy.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you so much, man.
Yep. Thank you so much, you guys. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye.